A ver, guacha, ahí va. Check, check, check. My check, my check.
did have your name, but everything flew away.
Oh, no worries.
So right here next to the judge.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you all please take your seats? Fill in any empty spaces. Thank you.
Hey, you ready?
No worries. We'll be there for this. Where's
Perdón, no me preguntaba.
Yo soy Arturo.
Oh, mucho gusto, Blanca.
Blanca.
Mucho gusto.
Yo soy Arturo también.
Oh, ¿de veras?
Soy Ricardo.
Oh, Ricardo.
A ver, conocí cuatro.
Oh, wow. Very well, Judge.
Buenas tardes. Apagué mi celular porque siempre suena cuando no de.
Sí, déjeme, buena idea, ¿eh? Déjeme checo.
Siempre comienzo y ya.
Muy buena. Sí, ya está.
It's showtime. You got the. Can I ask to see if they could hear me from the back? Yeah. Just going to check the mic. Can you hear me all from the back? You can? Can you hear me from the back? Yes, thank you. Okay, we'll get started. As you know, I'm very privileged to be able to MC. I wish we could have everybody that participated up here to be with us. Sometimes I wish that Father Bañuelas would bless me first before I start, because it's such a it's so important that we capture, and I'll try to stay on script. Typically, I like to everything from the heart, but today I like to stay on script because I really don't want to miss any opportunity. We have some incredible individuals here today. Our commissioners behind me, Commissioner Coronado, Commissioner Holguín, Commissioner Leon, and I think he'll be coming in later as Commissioner Stout, but we really thank our commissioners. Just the opportunity that whoever has a vision or happens to have a vision, the support that the commissioners give us is just incredible. The passion that they've had for what happened for the families, it's just unbelievable that they feel for the families the way they do. And I'll talk a little bit because I got an opportunity to talk to one of the family members that got me to think a little bit different. Lots of great people here today. Like I said, I don't want to, everybody's so important. We've got El Consulado here. We've got some of the mayors. We got Gaspar. Thank you for being here. Quite an artist, and I'll be talking about some of the others. But our pastor. Thank you for being here today as well. So this is, when we think about, today marks, the 5th anniversary of something that was very, very difficult for our community. And since then, of course, we've tried to do as much as we can in dealing with the situation. And I know for the families, I want to start off by saying that we realize that it's not completely sufficient for the families and what they're going through. It's not everything that we would like to see for them. It is sometimes more for the community as they go through the process and they have to go through all the legal situations and the disruptions and the inability to get that justice to be served and to give closure has been very difficult for them. So I want to make sure that all of you understand the deep respect that we have, that this is not a celebration of just us trying to get up here and have discussions and forget about the beautiful families. There's two groups of people that we tend to forget, is the ones that were injured as well, the 26 that were injured. We have several here today that are still going through difficult times, that were injured, that sometimes we don't emphasize enough that is so important for all of us to recognize that. The other group that I also hope, and they're here today as well, are the families from Juarez. And sometimes we talk about, from here, from the U.S., and don't forget, remember that when it comes to a border, these things don't have a border. We are one region, we're all together, and we understand that the pain is equally the same, independent. And our Consul Mauricio Ibarra has made sure that he continues to stay close to the family. So just that you'll know, we did a ceremony on Wednesday honoring them in El Consulado. I really believe that, and we want to make sure that when you leave here, that you do sense that why we're trying to accomplish this and what we're trying to do for the community. And I'll talk a little bit about how important it's been, not only for us, but for the rest of the country to be able to see this progress. And once again, it's difficult when I stand here that I don't want to dismiss the pain that the families have gone through, especially the conversation. Christopher, thank you very much for sort of alerting me that the families are really struggling for closure, and I don't want to dismiss the fact that they're still having a very difficult time, not understanding why 5 years later they're still having to deal with all the intricacies of the legal system. So whatever your connections may be, we were all impacted, we were all hit hard, and somehow the evolution of the healing garden became a concept of something that we were hoping would help all of us. With a background that I had in mental health, I really wanted something that was tangible, something that the family could see, something that the community could see, so that you would understand that we will always stand behind each one of the families and every single person that got impacted. If you're here, you'll sense that spiritual place. We've had individuals come here for weddings. They've come here because they're going through a divorce and then they want to reconcile. We've had a band that was, they didn't know if they're going to stay together and they came here. So it's a very special place. Although it is a memorial and we'll always see it, and it is a national memorial, I want you to believe that it's more than that. I want you to feel with all your heart that the day that someone comes from out of town and you tell them, welcome to our healing garden, and you use the word, my healing garden, and you invite a family member and you feel like that, I think we've accomplished tremendously. I just couldn't at that time really understand at any moment that we would be able to get to this point or what it was going to be like, and it was very difficult for all of us. It's a place to honor every individual that got hurt. You know, it goes beyond. It's that family member that was going to be there that day, but didn't go that day. It's that young man sitting in Chicago thinking, why would someone want to kill Mexicans, that is still probably hurting from not understanding. So it carried us to a very different place. Last week, and I hope you all get to see, we had a documentary that sort of emphasizes the importance of the Healing Garden and what it's done to so many other families. Later, we will unveil a mural, which I believe, if you could understand the amount of energy, the amount of creativity from the three artists that got together to make sure that we continued this, that we continued this opportunity to make it better and better and better every single time. We will hear from one of the artists that we have here, Blanca, which has done just an amazing job, and you'll be able to see how she brought the community together and with the help of others, and it'll be very important. At the end of the day, we have an eternal light. So every single time that we've been here, we've made every effort to have something different, something better. And thanks to the gas company, and I'll introduce that thanks to the gas company, we're able to unveil an eternal light that I think you will be very appreciative. This is all El Paso. You know, when we talk about uniqueness and we talk about, you know, what El Paso is, I really hope that you sense that no other community could possibly create such a situation and such a space that has been created here. This is El Paso in a tangible. When we talk about El Paso Strong, when we talk about who we are and the uniqueness, how we handle the immigration crisis, you know, how we handle every situation, es El Paso. El Paso es una comunidad que sabe y entiende con todo corazón qué es lo que tenemos que hacer para mejorar una situación. So este no es muy diferente. El hecho que somos la, Veterans Capital of the United States of America, it didn't happen because we just pushed it or because we decided. It happened because it was warranted. We have some of the best veterans, and some of them are here today. There was a veteran from my high school, Benavides, that was killed during the Walmart shooting. But we have an outstanding veteran. So I want to make sure that we go from this dark moment to a very historical and a way to show the rest of the world how important this is. I want you to, be able to walk around. We're going to try to take you different places so you could see the kind of things that were taking place. But I want you to take time to sort of sense that healing. I want you to take time to make it even more important. I really believe with the bottom of my heart, I'm a God-fearing man, and I believe that if you pray here, you show your spirit here, I believe it's going to stay, and I believe that people are going to come in here and feel that essence of that spirituality that is between all of us here. So I thank you for that in advance. As you know, we've been able to help heal other communities. I hope you understand that. We've had other like Uvalde, we had in New York, Buffalo, where we were able to live stream to each one of the communities to let them know that what seems horrific can in turn be something very, very important for the community, and that you can make the best of a situation. I can tell you, I've reached out to the mayors of these communities, and they are so appreciative because they get to see what we didn't see. That there was a light, that there was a way to go from this denial to this anger to this acceptance, and communities need to understand that. And we didn't have that. We didn't know what was going to happen, but now we do. We know that prayer, love, unity is very important in any situation that comes our way. I would like to start now for us, if you don't mind, if you would stand, please, and we want to have a moment of silence for each one of the victims. If you know any of the victims, I want you to take time to think about them for yourselves, for those that are still feeling that there's injustice in having someone so obviously kill 23 people and injure 26 more, and we still haven't reached that level of justice. So please, let's take a moment of silence, reach deep into your heart, and really try to sense and feel for the families that are going through such a difficult time at this moment. Thank you. Please be seated. I now have the privilege of asking Monsignor Arturo Bañuelas for our first invocation, but I want to tell you a little bit. Monsignor Bañuelas has been through the whole entire situation from start, has reached out to the families, has been there for the families, has been there for us. But he's that way before that, he was very involved with farm workers and a lot of the inequalities that our community faces. And so I'm very privileged. He's such a faithful leader. I believe that he's one of the diocese's longest serving pastors. And so it's quite an honor for me to have Monsignor Bañuelas do the first invocation. Thank you. Please stand.
Señor, te pedimos por las víctimas del 3 de agosto, cuyas memorias conmemoramos este día, que las tengas tú en tu gloria, que les des paz y consuelo a sus familias, y que nuestra presencia sea para Dios una cercanía de nuestro apoyo y cariño. Lord, we ask for your healing in all our hearts, so that just as we are united in our grief and sorrow today, we may also be united in our desire to care for each other. Enlighten all our hearts to become a better people, a united people, a better nation, one that intentionally embraces all women, men, and children as family, with dignity and respect, as brothers and sisters, so that in our oneness we dispel the darkness of fear in our midst. Give us the courage to transform our society into a nonviolent movement of love, so that we can stop building walls that divide, overcome the dreaded forces of racism, hate, xenophobia, and fear. With your hope, we will be able to pass through darkness into the new light of a new life. We pray that our light will change people's hearts. Lord, put a new fire in our hearts today, filled with passion and your compassion that will lead us to care for each other, to embrace our differences as blessings that promote the common good of all, to work for justice so that no one is treated as less human, and for solidarity so that we can all live in harmony and peace. Make us, Lord, your light, a beacon of hope that inspires others to work for healing and peace, and in this way anticipate that soon we will celebrate new life and our victory over all darkness in our time. We pray in your holy name. Amen.
You may sit. Thank you, Monsignor. Like I said, he's been such a great partner in everything that we've done. I now want to introduce Blanca Estrada, who you'll hear about her. Just want to say a few things. Blanca is from Jalisco and has been an El Pasoan since she was 12 years old. In her own words, she has been drawing on walls since she was old enough to move the couch out of the way, and thank goodness for that. Blanca, the contributions you have made, not only are from the Healing Garden, but to our community as a whole, are far-reaching and very, very impressive. From your time as an educator, molding your young minds at Bowie High School, to now running your art business full-time, El Paso is so much better because of your artistic work. Blanca, would you come and say a few words for us? Thank you.
I'll explain this in a moment. Okay, can you hear me? I wrote a speech today and it starts with, what a beautiful turnout. It is. It's pretty nice. From the very beginning that this horrible event happened 5 years ago, El Paso people stood up for each other. We saw it in the news, we saw it on social media, we saw it in person. Crowds of people outside of the store praying together. Local places donating and volunteers moving things to make things happen. To support the survivors, to commemorate the victims. El Paso people held hands and reminded one another to be strong because we have each other. I used to be a math teacher at Bowie High School, and I left teaching because after 2020, I felt that I was helping out the community more through the arts. I thought this was my calling, but it was the community, my followers, that shared this project on social media and make me aware that this was happening. This mural, and because of them, because of you, I am here today. And when the artists, we all came together with Judge Samaniego to see the garden, and we heard of its significance, my first thoughts were that we needed to make more people aware that this existed, as it was made for you to come and heal. For you to not forget that there's a spot in El Paso where you can be reminded that people love one another no matter what. And when I saw the rocks all around, I thought that was the way to connect us. So in addition, excuse me, it gets higher and higher, my pitch. In addition to 3 artists creating together something visual and deep for our community, over 100 individuals came and they painted the rocks for you. In about a week, we had over 200 rocks to share love, unity, hope, to share good and support. By painting the rocks for you, we had a lot of fun, by the way, and I had a group of autistic children come also with their parents, and it was wonderful to watch just the peace that they would get just from painting there in the grass. It was amazing. I'm off script. Families with their kids, singles, groups, artistic and non-artistic, they came and made this for you. You'll enjoy in a minute beautiful work made by many, many people here. And I want to also say thank you to the parks people. Those guys were so sweet and amazing, and they made everything happen. So I want to say there's a lot more people than you can think of. So you're going to enjoy in a minute the beautiful work that many people in El Paso made. But let me end it with this. When I was teaching at Bowie, our students, who a lot of them came from Juarez, had to write English essays without using Google Translate. Well, as the teachers were reading these essays, one of them said, and I quote, "I love living in the steppe." The steppe is El Paso. You get it? So somebody did use Google Translate. I'll never forget it. And I want you guys to enjoy, with every step today, the love that is here right now, and even go a step further to come back and invite everyone. Thank you, my fellow El Paso people. This was painted by Sarah. She's also autistic and an amazing artist, and I'm just so grateful. Judge, everybody, oh my God, thank you.
Thank you, Blanca. Blanca, from the very first moment, had the community in mind. She was not comfortable just having what's going to happen with the murals. But right now, I'd like to also recognize our two amazing artists. Tino, do you mind standing up? Cesar? Thank you both. I want you to make him famous by just, if you say Tino, you don't have to say his last name, or Cesar, or Blanca, okay? Because I can tell you, I don't think that this could be replicated. If you'll see, I'll leave it up to you to think about that. But I don't think it could be replicated anywhere, because it was an act of love, just like the healing garden, how it evolved from up here. I can tell you. There's so many obstacles, so many things that we didn't understand, so many things that fell into place, because all we wanted to do was to make sure that the families felt that we loved them. We wanted to make sure that the community knew that it was hard on them and that we were here for them. And that just, everything else evolved, from donations to everything that we did, I believe was an act of God working through each one of us to make sure that there's no other community anywhere in the world como aquí en El Paso. And I'll be recognizing more our staff, and my staff has just been amazing. Erica has championed from beginning to end and has tolerated me and my vision that sways to different places. And so I thank all of you, but I'll be able to do that. And now I want you to join us. We're going to be coming. Oh, sorry. We're going to be coming through this side, if you could join us, and then we're going to go. I want you to spend some time in the back part, and then we'll unveil the mural, and then we'll come to the front side where we're going to be able to do the lighting of the 23 lights and continue, and then the unveiling of the flame, the eternal flame. So si me hacen favor, de veras, con todo corazón, quiero dejarlos saber que los queremos mucho, y vamos a continuar con el programa, y vamos a pasar aquí para mi izquierda y vamos a ir para atrás donde está el mural. Muchísimas gracias. Dios los bendiga a todos. Gracias. Well, we're almost here at the unveiling. Once again, muchísimas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Esta es la continuación y a ver qué más se nos ocurre para continuar so we can continue to do something that helps the community come together. But I've always said, you know, we're helping the country. This is a country that's very divided, and today there's no division. Today there's unity, there's love, there's caring. We care for the families, we care for everyone that comes here. And so I hope that this becomes a place for that, and a place that you'll show, take those pictures, show them to them, show how we love the victims, the families, and the injured as well. And that aquí no hay un puente, no hay una división, todos estamos juntos como una región. Y de nuevo les quiero dar muchísimas gracias to our artist, Blanca, Tino, thank you very much. Cesar, thank you very much. This is going to be very exceptional. Please come over. It's so symbolic that there's no name to the mural. We decided there was not going to be a name to the mural because that way each one of you will determine the symbolism of what you're going to see. Muchas de las cosas que salieron del corazón de los muralistas, a lo mejor ni ellos se dan cuenta hasta después del significado, that significance of what this mural is all about. So we're hoping, it's still a work in progress. We still have things that we need to do. But this is, I believe, that del corazón de los artistas, de la visión de los comisionados, que queremos que sea algo muy espectacular para cada uno de ustedes. So, with having said that, we're now unveiling the mural. Can you hear me there?
There he goes. There he goes.
Please walk around and take some time. We're going to take a little bit of time so we could go up to the front. We would love to see the lights a little darker, so take some time, about 30 minutes. There's some beautiful music there. And over here are the rocks that were painted by almost 100 individuals, and you'll see how incredible they are. Before, we did really want to thank the parks. I don't know if Jorge, are you in the audience somewhere? Oh, there he is. Jorge really did everything possible to finish it for us. I mean, he's been working here late at night with his family. I'm talking 2, 3 in the morning, okay? And then coming back at 6 in the morning. So de nuevo, I hope you walk around, enjoy yourselves, try to see the symbolism, and then come back and bring your family, and it'll be a little bit more complete. I've got Dr. McDonald. Is he somewhere? Our staff, please. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Pásale.
All right. Come on up.